Welcome back to Shallow Waters, where we're not afraid to admit that swimming in the same deep water as you is hard. So you might hear a little noise in the background. That is my son finally taking a shower. And my studio is my bathroom, so welcome. I'm going to start off today with a little unboxing and chat with you a little bit about today's adventures and misadventures. But I did get some nice things in the mail today. One is a glycolic acid toning solution, which I'll need to learn how to use. I have no clue what to do with this. The next is, an under eye brightening corrector by Becca. Ooh, I gotta try this right away. This is a Balmy Tint Hydrating Lip Balm by Elia. And somebody was wearing this the other day online in a picture, and I said, "You have lovely lipstick," and they said what it was, and now I want to try it. Ooh, look, it's flat like Nana's old lipsticks. I don't have any leftover makeup. Hi, Ted. How you doing over there? So today, Ted and I had the adventure of going up to, well, first we got our internet fixed. And then we drove up to Dartmouth Hitchcock, and Ted talked to the tummy doctor, and then had 3 x-rays on your tummy, right? 3? And then he had some blood work, and then we came home, and on the way back we got chicken. No, we didn't get chicken nuggets. You got ice cream instead, right? Ooh, look at this. This is pretty. This is Benefit Boing. And it says Cakeless Concealer. Ooh, this looks fun. I'm on a big concealer kick. I think you might notice that with what I'm getting. Because I don't use a lot of concealer, and I think I'm now at an age where I need some under eye brightening. So we're going to learn how to use this. So this week I'm definitely learning how to edit a video. We'll see if I do any good. And last but not least, I said my good oldie but a goodie azelaic acid, suspension 10%. Someday I'll tell you that story. But I used to have a prescription. And I had quite the adventures today. We went up to Dartmouth. It was a real success. So very glad about that. But I am so ready for this day to be over. That being said, this will be my first Get Unready With Me. I don't know if that's a thing, but I figured I would get the day off of my face, the day off of my chest, and we would go from there. So the first step in getting unready for the day is get my hair up off my face, take off my glasses, admire my great glasses marks. My parents always had those when I was a kid. And I'm going to use Urban Skin RX Clear Skin Cleansing Bar. The soap's in here. You use a wet sponge. You scrub it around. It makes a foamy thing. And you get the foam on your face. And apparently I like to make funny faces while I wash my face. What I like about this cleanser, I don't use it every day, but it has sulfur in it, which really helps me personally with my breakouts. So now that we have masks that we wear all the time, this has been a real blessing for sure. I'm just going to use another cloth to wipe that off. And lots of the day is coming off with it. And since I have rosacea and very sensitive skin, I turn pretty darn red by the end of this process. could probably use something separate to take off my eye makeup. I forgot to do that step, but I'll probably do it at the end. I'll come back in around my eyes. But for right now, this will do. And once that's thoroughly removed, then my next step is to use one of my prescription creams. This is an antifungal because in addition to having rosacea, I discovered by treating my rosacea that I have seborrheic dermatitis as well. So that's why my face was always itchy and peely no matter what I did. So that's my next step. And most of that I focus on my forehead and near the cracks of my nose because that's where that's the worst. The next thing I use is actually my Soolantra, which interestingly enough is Ivermectin, which has been in the news quite a bit lately. Apparently it's used to deworm horses. I had no idea. But it's also used for rosacea. And apparently people are also using it off-label to fight COVID. I'm not going to get into that controversy, but it's certainly a more interesting ingredient than I ever thought it was when I first started using it. And this is the one that I was unboxing. This is the smaller $7 size, and this is the ordinary azelaic acid suspension. I used to use a prescription called Azalex, and that was made of azelaic acid 20%, so double strength. But my insurance stopped covering it, and it was $700. So I said, no. It was one thing to pay $70 as my copay, but a whole other thing to pay. So I've been using the non-prescription strength, which I found actually works just as well. So those are my 3 medicines that I use on my face. And that's most of what I do. I have a lot of other products I use here and there to pamper myself, to enjoy, but most of the time I'm too busy. So most of the time I wash my face and put those 3 things on. One of my most favorite things though is Snail Repair Intensive Serum. I also have the Snail Repair Cream, and yes, it's made with snail mucus. Enjoy the grossness, but I swear it makes you look younger. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think so. So I'm continuing to use it, and it's only about 19 bucks on Amazon. The first time I bought it, I had it shipped all the way from Korea, and then I discovered I could get it on Amazon. So this has been one of my favorite things. So that being said, now that the day is off my face, I'll share a little more off my chest. I just want to say it takes a village to raise a child. And it takes all hands on deck to raise a special needs child. And probably even more hands if you have 2 extra children beyond that, because today would not have been possible without the help of at least 4 extraneous people. So I just want to thank my friends, my support, what's the word I want? Support extension, my supportive community. I don't know what to call you guys, but all the people in my life that are just there to help, because I would not have been able to pull this off. I needed help getting one of my kids home from school while we were still up in the north. I had to have somebody watch Teddy while he was getting ready to go to the bus, so I could bring that same kid to school. It's just a zoo over here. Never ending craziness. And that's been something that's been extra specially challenging in COVID, is that we're supposed to limit our social connections. We're supposed to limit who we have in our lives. We're supposed to limit how many people we come in contact with in a day, in a week, in a month. And to be honest with you, I really could use more people just to make things logistically turn out all right, as well as more people just to, help with my poor little extroverted soul. I am not a good loner whatsoever at all. So I think this world has got to find a way that we can work together, that we can help each other out, that we don't have to look at each other as sources of infection and germs and disaster and disease. We need to find a way to move beyond, because we can't live apart forever. I don't know how other families are doing this, and I certainly don't know how other special needs families are doing this. Please tell me, how are you doing this life without bringing in extra helpers? How are you doing this life without having other people be able to make this possible? How are you getting the therapies that you need? How are you getting to the appointments that you need? How are you making sure that everybody's safe, that everybody's healthy, and yet still be able to make all the things that have to happen? I want to know, how are you doing this? I'm curious, because this is really hard. And I know that it can't just be me that thinks there needs to be more than a nuclear family to be able to accomplish what a nuclear family needs to do. And as a single working mom, it's even more crazy. So I would love to hear your stories, and looking forward to more information about what some of your favorite things are and what you like to do to unwind at the end of the day. So hopefully we didn't get too deep today, but please subscribe to Shallow Waters, and we'll talk again soon.